Hi everyone. I'm just going to give you a quick glimpse inside my travelogue. I just finished my travelogue for Your Paper Pantry's third round of travelogues, and I just wanted to give you a quick peek and sort of talk about how they're done for all the people that are just joining this first time around. So, what you usually do is create your little journal that's going to go from person to person, and then you pick a topic. Your topic is your own topic. They all can be completely different, and each person will add to your journal. So my topic this time around is called Letters from the Heart. So I started off the whole base of my journal because you try to keep it as lightweight as you can. So mine is based on these 6x6 square envelopes because it's letters from the heart, and I want people, you'll see in a moment why I chose an envelope. And then for the cover, I just simply used a cereal box because it's a lighter weight, but it's still chipboard, and I covered it with some printed paper. I can't even remember the name of this brand of printed paper. It's really old. I've had it for quite a while, but I don't normally do anything pinky or girly. I don't know what possessed me this time, but I kind of like the colors. So out of the printed paper, there was a little circle design, so I attached that on there, and then I used these little pretty pearl flowers all along. These are stickers, circle stickers, and they kind of had almost like a typewriter look to them. They look like typewriter keys. So a little play on the word letters, and then there's a Tim Holtz nameplate there, and I wrote inside from the heart, so letters from the heart, and then I used a key here, one of the Tim Holtz keys, and it has the word heart on it. And so for the words to pop, what I simply did is take some white acrylic paint, rub it over the key, and then wipe it away, and the words stay white underneath so you can really see them. And I did that also on those little trinket keys, and this one says treasure, although it's hard to see, but I did that with the white paint. I think that's just such a cool tip on how to be able to actually read the words that are on those metal keys and metal embellishments. I got that from Tim Holtz 12 Tacks for Christmas a couple of years ago, and I just love that idea. Just added a tiny bit of trim. There's fiber ribbon and black ribbon just to pick up the letters there. Don't want to put too much on it because it is traveling, and these take a little beating on their journey. So, and then I put 2 binder rings just to hold it together. Very simple binding. So on the inside here, my first page, so what you usually do, one question someone had is, do you write inside of your own travel journal or travelogue? Yes, you do. Usually there's a section that welcomes you. So this welcomes everybody to my journal, and I tell them it's called Letters from the Heart. And I put, this journal is dedicated to the most beautiful, fabulous person in the entire world, and that person is you. And I've requested my artists to find some reflective time and to write a letter to themselves, thanking themselves for all the amazing gifts and qualities they have, and then decorate their envelope and place their letter inside. And my last request of them is to believe every word they've written. And then in the background, I just did some embossing there, little flowers all around. You can see that in gold, just to give it a little bit of detail. I made these little flowers. There's that same circle that's on the front. On the adjoining page, it's the same look and that same paper, and it says, please remove the card from inside, sign it, and date it. And then I put the date that this is the 25th of January 2011, and other information, just simply create. And so the word place was on the paper already, and then I added another flower and another circle. And the card inside is just simply another piece from that same paper. I love that paper. It's very neat. It's kind of heavy. And in here I want them to put their name, the date they receive it, and their location. And I think I might just actually title that across there somewhere. And I believe there's 7 women in our group, so there's lots of room on this. I inked all the way around the pages and all throughout the book with distress ink. And then just on the back side of that envelope, so this you can see is a 6-inch envelope, and I just covered it with printed paper. I took the new Michael stamps, and one of them says a sunny friend, and then the little flowers again, and the bird, and just simply just did some gold embossing. So those are my instructions and sign-in page, and that's typically what is in the beginning of your travel log or circle journal. Then I did my entry, and so mine is right here, and again it's the base is that 6-inch envelope. I made this really pretty flower from the Stampin' Up! Scallop Punch, and then I got these really cute little, hang on, really cute little turquoise roses as a free gift with purchase from I Am Roses. I love them, and they just happen to be the exact color that I was working with, so I tried to incorporate them. So you can see the little roses peeking around there, and I put stickles on top. And these leaves I got from I Am Roses, and they're so nice and so inexpensive, and they ship internationally so easily. So anybody that lives out of the US, it's a great place to get some flowers and leaves. So that's kind of my main embellishment on this page. Underneath, I use this really cute bird paper. Oh, and for my closure, for my letter, I just found these little butterflies at the dollar store, and they're little clothespins like this. So I just added the roses in the center, a little bit of stickles, and that just keeps my envelope closed. I've got ribbon here, and I was again going to put Velcro here, but I will do that once it returns home. I've got this little snap ribbon, and it says Believe. So on the paper, just to add a little bit of embellishment, because again, I like to keep these circle journals kind of simple, just for traveling's sake. I just added glossy accents on the birdie there, and on some of the flower shapes, and that's about it. And then inside, I'm going to place my letter, which I just finished writing. So it's right here. Again, I used my sealing wax and my initial M, and then I just made, a little sleeve for the letter to slide in and out. And I don't mind if people read it. I find this exercise to write a letter to yourself, thanking yourself, it's a very difficult thing to do. We don't have any problem thanking other people, but that's why I wanted to use this subject matter, just to remind women we're pretty darn wonderful, and we need to thank ourselves first. We need to fill up our own personal well with really nice thoughts before we can give that away to other people, because before you know it, it's empty and there's nothing left to give. But it is a very difficult exercise to write positive things to yourself. But I think it's something we should all do once in a while, because we've been told all our lives not to be selfish and not to be boastful and all those kinds of things. So I'll show you what I did for my letter. First, I don't know if you can notice, but there's like a bit of a stencil shape inside. On here, it just kind of looks like dots. But what I did is took a heart paper doily and laid it down, and then just use distress ink on top of the paper itself. Was kind of an off-white color, and you can just kind of see it. If you pull back, you can see the heart, faint shape of a heart. And then I just distressed it with different colors of distress ink all around, and crunched it up. And it was just paper and a notepad that I pulled out, and I liked that look. And I just felt like, I don't know why, writing on paper on an angle. Sometimes I don't like to write just straight across, so I started here and wrote that way. So I'll just read you my letter. It's even hard for me to read this. I thought, am I going to read this out loud? But if I expect people to write a letter to themselves, it's going to be shared throughout with the people in the book, then I can be at the very least be able to share mine. So mine says, Dear Monica, thank you for making a real effort to be true to yourself, and for the effort to stop apologizing whenever you do something that improves your wellness. Thank you for being a supportive, loving mom and nana, and loving your offspring unconditionally. Thank you for adjusting to living a new normal life and trying to stay positive. And thank you most of all, after almost 60 years, starting to recognize your beauty both inside and out. I love you. And this was really hard for me to write to myself. It really was. And it was very kind of emotional, but I think it's very cathartic too. And even if you're not doing the circle journals, I think you should do this little exercise to yourself. So my letter's all written, and I'll just put the little band back on it and tuck it in the envelope and get it ready for mailings. So I've got my letter tucked back inside the envelope and the clip put back on. And then on the flip side of my envelope here, I've decorated the back side with the same printed paper. I used another one of the, I took an office tag actually and did distress ink on it and stamped it with Stays On ink with the another one of those really cool stamps from Michael's in our $1.50 bin here. And it says, "A little birdie told me." And then I used flowers that I had from the flower swaps at Your Paper Pantry. They come in so handy because there's always some that will coordinate. And then a little bit of bling there, and you can see I added a little bit more of the ribbon to tie it into the front. So that's my letter, and then I've left a blank 6x6 envelope for everyone, each participant, to decorate both sides of. And then I've covered the back sheet. The paper that I used, the printed paper, is called Pink Petals, and it's by Urban Lily. And all of these cardstock little pieces are from My Mind's Eye, and it's a celebration tracker. So it's got a whole bunch of series of different kinds of certificates, and if you're doing like a family tree, all in kind of this craft cardstock. Here it is. It's called Celebration Tracker. And so the pieces I used were, you know, the cardstock elements inside like these. And then it's got in between each section like that, there's different really nice coordinating printed paper. So that's what I used. So on the back piece it says, "If found, please promptly return to me valid proof of ownership." So here's my circle journal. Letters from the heart. So thanks so much for watching, and I will bid my journal adieu, and I cannot wait till it comes back to me.